I lied to my boyfriend about my body count. I, 23, found myself in a tricky situation recently and wanted to know if I was in the wrong. 3 years ago, I started dating a wonderful guy named Alex, 28. Our connection was immediate, and everything was going incredibly well. When the topic of our sexual histories came up, I panicked. I was worried that my number might be higher than his, and I was afraid that he would judge me for it, so instead of being honest, I decided to lie and said my body count was lower than it was. At the time, it seemed like a small fib that would save me from potential judgment. However, a few days ago, Alex and I were at dinner with some friends when the topic of body counts came up. As the conversation continued, I started getting intense anxiety. I knew I had to come clean to Alex, so I waited until we were back home, and I confessed and told him my real number. Alex was visibly hurt and felt betrayed by my dishonesty. He told me that honesty and trust were essential in a relationship, and he couldn't believe that I had lied about something so personal. He then called me a lying bitch, which shocked me, but I also understood why he was so angry. I talked to my friends about this yesterday, and they were divided on the issue. Some thought that I shouldn't have lied in the first place, while others believed that my lie was relatively harmless and that Alex should understand why I lied. Since then, Alex has hardly talked to me. This morning he said he is struggling to rebuild his trust in me and that he needs space. I got a text from him an hour ago saying he is going to stay with his mom for a few days. I feel like I fucked everything up and I'm scared he's going to leave me. Edit. My number is 5, including him. But I told him it was 3. Right before he asked me my number, he was telling me that he's disappointed in his sister because she recently told him her body count and he told me hers was 6. He joked that mine better not be that high. No, I didn't ask or even think to ask about his sister's body count. He just brought it up, which I thought was kind of weird. So I was worried, and I knew 1 digit wasn't a big difference, but it seemed like it to him. I know I shouldn't have lied. I feel terrible about it, and I wish I could take it back. We are texting right now, and he explained that he's upset with me because of my number. He said lying about it is obviously an issue too, but he's madder that I've slept with 5 guys total. He said 4 was his limit, which I just find odd because his number is bigger than mine. But I didn't care about his number, I didn't even want to know, but he told me anyway. As for the name calling, he has called me names before, over small things that I chose to ignore because I'm a people pleaser and don't want to make it a big deal. I was used to it, to be honest. My parents called me all sorts of things growing up. I asked him if we could talk on Saturday about all this instead of texting, so hopefully we can talk more about it. Thank you all for your responses. I appreciate everyone's take on this. Update. Thank you to everyone that commented. It opened my eyes a little bit, and I'm realizing more things he has done that aren't okay or healthy. It was wrong of me to lie, but this situation and his reaction made see the not-so-fun side of him. Due to my parents, I've learned to just be a people pleaser, or else I'd get called names and/or they'd stonewall me. In the past, I have dated men that have called me names or have been controlling, and I truly didn't realize I have chosen some shitty men until I came to Reddit where strangers pointed things out to me. Alex does this thing where he will express love towards me and compliment me, but then he'd also tell me something negative about me. For example, last week I came downstairs after getting ready for the day. He told me I looked beautiful, but told me my shirt made me look fat. He'll tell me my eyes are gorgeous, but he doesn't like how short my eyelashes are without makeup. He's told me I am beautiful, but he prefers me with foundation. I have blemish scars and mascara. I'm realizing a lot of things now, and quite honestly, it makes me uncomfortable now that I'm noticing it. We talked on Saturday. He finally told me he's ready to talk. The conversation didn't go well. At all. I told him again that I was sorry for lying and questioned him if one person was really holding him back from staying in a relationship with me. He told me it was a deal breaker, so he ended things. He called me a used whore at the end of our conversation, packed, and left to go live with his mom. I understand lying is bad and unhealthy. I still feel bad about it. I made a promise to myself to either be honest about my body count with the next person I choose to be with, or just keep my mouth shut. I will never lie about it again. I learned my lesson. This morning, Alex messaged me, asked me if we could talk. I stupidly said yes. He came over with flowers, chocolates, and a bottle of my favorite wine. He told me he was so sorry for how he acted and that he doesn't want us to be over. He begged me to forgive him. I told him I need some time because my brain just isn't functioning properly. That seemed to upset him because he got sad and started to stonewall me, so I asked him to leave. He wants to come over again soon and hopes I'll take him back. But now I am realizing I don't want to be with him, but I don't want to hurt him. I hate that I'm a people pleaser. It makes this so much harder. But I don't think I'll continue the relationship. Update. I wasn't sure how updates work, and I've had so many people tell me to keep them updated, and I wasn't sure if I'm supposed to make a new post for everyone to see or what. Also, I'm honestly kind of wanting to talk to someone that's gone through something similar, because this has been a crazy week, and I truly didn't think he'd have such a crazy reaction over my body count. Has anyone experienced anything similar with their SO? But anyways, here's the recent update. He might have seen my post on this subreddit. I am currently safe at my friend's house. When she got to my house yesterday, he was still at the door. His behavior completely changed in that moment. He was just acting sad and pretending like he was just there to grab a few things, acting like he wasn't just threatening to break the door. I texted her from inside and told her to not talk to him and just come inside quickly. He tried to get past her when she opened the door. She grabbed his hood and pulled him back, not aggressively, and said, "You need to leave, or I will call the police." He instantly backed away, caught eye contact with me, then he said, "I saw your post," as he shook his head, and then my friend closed the door behind her and locked it. I just have so many more thoughts running through my head now. I have social media, but I hardly share anything or post anything, and I especially haven't since all this happened. So, I know he doesn't mean posts on Facebook. He knows I listen to THT, so I'm worried he found the subreddit and saw my post, and it seems like it made him even more angry. I am planning on filing a temporary protective order today because I'm worried he won't stop, especially if he sees this post. I also have someone that is going over to my place to change the locks. My friend is going to go over there while they change the locks and grab me a few things. I'm just too nervous to go there myself right now. I truly feel like I'm ready to be on my own. I was heartbroken when I started finally seeing all these red flags, but I'm also so grateful for every single one of you. You all helped me open my eyes and gave me encouragement and strength to leave. So, thank you. Thank you so much for all your kind words and advice. I'm hoping this is the last update. I will update on this post if anything else happens, but I'm hoping he'll finally leave me alone so I can move on and work more on myself. I have my first therapy appointment next month, and I'm kind of excited to start my healing journey. Again, thank you, everyone. Probably my last update. Hi, everyone. I have some more updates I thought I'd share with you. My last update, I mentioned I'd be filing for a protective order against him, but I stupidly didn't right away due to work issues. Before I could file a protective order, he started sending me messages from random accounts all day. He told me he saw my post on the THT subreddit and told me I'm a cunt for posting our personal issues and said that he's sad people said such horrible things about him. I refused to respond to these messages, which seemed to make him madder. Then he messaged me again saying he's sorry for his aggression and it's just because he loves me so much. And then later that day, he sent me pictures from another random new account. It was of him in bed with another woman. His message said, "No one needs you. You're worthless. I've already moved on and she's perfect. She let me take her virginity. She's pure, unlike you." I was in shock. But then it made me think. It makes no sense that he called me a used whore because of my body count, but he is okay with going and sleeping with another woman so soon, and it increases his own number. So, it's confusing. The day I was going to file, I planned on doing it soon after lunch, was going to get out of work early to do it. He showed up at the cafe I usually have lunch at during my lunch break. He made a big scene. He was screaming at me, saying I should be lucky he wanted to date me, that I'm nothing to him now, and kept saying, "You probably cheated on me with a bunch of men." I told him if he didn't leave me alone, then I was going to call the police. He told me, "Whatever, they won't do shit for a whore." So, I called the police. He left before they got there. Thankfully, because he made a scene, the police understood, got witness statements, and even drove me back to work so that I felt safe, even though it was just a short walk. I left work as soon as I got back and went to file a protective order. I got a temporary protective order until the hearing, which is on Friday. I thankfully haven't heard from him since our last encounter at the cafe. I am still feeling uneasy when I leave my apartment, though. Sometimes I wonder if he's secretly watching me, but that could just be paranoia. We'll see how to here goes. Thank you, everyone. Your kind words, advice have kept me going, helped me fight for myself. You gave me the encouragement I needed to leave, so thank you. Comment: I started getting skeeved out about him when he announced his sister's body count. First, no one asked, and secondly, why does he even know that? Comment: it was weird as soon as I read the title. Body count doesn't mean anything. I've been with my fiancée for 9 years. I don't know her body count, and she doesn't know mine because it doesn't matter. Anyone who cares about body count is already a red flag. Comment: I expected a body count of 50 plus and then telling him 20. But to go off the deep end for 5? Crazy. Comment: this was an excuse, right? Another way to break her down and control her, to make her extremely grateful when he came back with flowers and chocolate. I have a lot of thoughts about the fact that he brought up body count first and said 6 was so high, but it's clear he's been making these abusive comments the whole relationship. Honestly, I'm glad she lied so all this came up, so she finally saw how terribly he was treating her. So this is the end of the story. Tell me what you think about these stories in the comments section. Like and subscribe for more videos.